So today I thought it would be fun if we looked at 10, well, I'm gonna probably give it a more provocative title.
God bless you content-addicted clickbaiters.
But basically 10 tips for tourists coming to Ireland. Today's video has a really cool sponsor and it's Skillshare again. Skillshare is an online learning community for creators with more than 30,000 classes in design, business and more. As you guys know, Skillshare is a resource I've used for a really long time, way before they decided to support this channel. I really like the amount of choice and different teaching styles. I've been doing a couple of courses to help with my photography and business skills, one of which was this Instagram photography course. I was overlooking some really simple stuff in my camera settings and now I've learned some really cool finishing touch hacks. A premium membership gives you unlimited access, whether you want to be more informed for a hobby or you want to upskill for your career. There are over 7 million other creators also learning with Skillshare, and it's really cool to be able to chat with other people looking into the same things as you. With nothing to lose, try out some courses, because Skillshare is giving away a free 2-month unlimited access trial to my subscribers who click the link in the description box. And after that, it's only around $10 a month. Thank you to Skillshare for being a really organic partner on this channel.
Organic.
And on with the list. Coming in at number 10, it's not bringing clothes for all seasons. I get asked a lot what kind of clothes people should pack if they're coming on a trip to Ireland, and my reply is clothes for every eventuality. You see, in Ireland, while we do kind of have seasons, anything can happen. Really, anything. Could pigs fly? I guess they can. Who'd have thunk? Right now it's October and it's really sunny and hot outside, but just a few minutes ago it was raining and I couldn't even bring Chewy for a walk. Oh, sad face. I will bring him for a walk after this. But with Ireland, yes, we kind of have seasons, but also you can expect any kind of weather in any season. Every year people are surprised it's snowing in March. It pretty much always snows in March. I don't know why. You could get a blazing hot day in winter and a freezing cold icy day in summer. So my point is, when you're packing to come here, bring your anorak and bring your shorts and your t-shirt and your jumper and your gloves and your bikini and, you know, bring everything. You just never know what you're gonna get. The next thing, and I've seen some Americans do this and I can actually understand where you're coming from. In Ireland, we are very educated about America because it's on all of our television screens every single day. We learn something about America. In America, in the mainstream, Irish stuff is not on your TVs every single day. So you don't know as many things about Ireland. But I hear a lot of Americans come here and compare Ireland to America or tell us really basic things about America, which we already know, but you might not be as aware of that as we are. I've seen Americans say, in America we have things called hot dogs, and I'm like, yeah, we also have hot dogs. And a lot of times I see Americans compare the size of things or the extremity of things to Ireland. It's just never going to compare. Ireland is a tiny little country and America is a huge big country. So my recommendation is, although I know it's really easy to slip into comparison, is to just take things as they come and enjoy Ireland for what it is, a different, hopefully enjoyable experience for you.
We get a lot of crazy questions.
Well, I actually overheard Americans and they were commentating on how beautiful the area was. They had just come down from Bunratty Castle and one of them says to the other, the castle is really nice, but why did they build it so close to the freeway?
Someone asked my sister at work where the road to the mainland was, even though this is a peninsula and actually attached and is part of the mainland. I don't know where they thought they were or how they got to a separate island when everything is connected, but
I get asked to I use indoor plumbing a lot. There was one time when I was actually in the States when I got asked that question, but they were like, "Oh, you're from Ireland, do you use indoor plumbing?"
I got asked if our bread and butter pudding was gluten free.
I hear you can speak a different language down here.
Sometimes they ask the fish inside, are they alive or are they stuffed?
The next mistake not to make is assuming that everywhere will take an American Express card. I learned this learning in shops when Americans would come in with an American Express card. Some shops do take American Express, but most places take Visa and debit only. Also, nowhere will accept your checks, so don't bring a check.
Your money's no good here.
So yeah, if you're exclusively using American Express, maybe switch over to Visa or debit, or I don't know. There's a lot of other options these days. You can use cash. Speaking of cash, when it comes to paying a bill, usually in a restaurant, say you want a tip or something, bring cash with you. This is because a lot of the machines don't automatically have a space for you to leave a tip. I've mentioned it before, in Ireland you don't have to tip everywhere, like for lunch you might not tip, but you might tip for a big dinner. But usually that's done in cash and it's around 10%.
God, people here are so cheap.
The next mistake you want to make if you are up for a big night out is heading out too early. Irish people pre-drink. I've mentioned this one before. That's drinking at home in your house before you go out because it's cheaper. The price of drink in Ireland is pretty high.
Jesus, why is it so expensive here?
If you're on for a nightclub or something like that, it really won't kick off until about 10 or 11 o'clock. And while most places are supposed to close at 2, there are lock-ins, and also, I don't know, we just don't ask. Sometimes places stay open later than that. The next thing a lot of Americans make the mistake of doing when they come to Ireland is not planning their parking ahead. In America, there is parking everywhere. Is there parking on my head? No. So, not everywhere. Car parks galore. There's loads of space for car parks because it's a big country, so you just have a ton of car parks. In Ireland, we do have car parks, but not as many, and also not as much on-street parking, especially if you're in the city centre. So I would advise, if you are going somewhere, to maybe call up the place that you're going and ask about parking, find out if they have a car park, if they know somewhere you can park, if you have to pay for on-street parking, because otherwise you could end up going in a circle for like hours. Just an incessant circle of just you driving, trying to find a space. The next thing people do when they're visiting our country, and I know I've said it's a small country, but people underestimate their travel time. So yes, it is a small country. You can get from one side of it to another in like 5 or 6 hours, no problem. But if you're here on a holiday, you're going to want to take longer than that. So make sure you space out your time if you're coming on a trip and doing lots of events and traveling all over, because it's easy to go, oh, it's a tiny country, we'll just go from Donegal to Dublin in a day. Yeah, you can technically do that, but it's gonna suck. And you're passing a lot of cool stuff along the way. On that point, if you are visiting Ireland, don't get a car for the whole trip. If you're in Dublin, you won't really need a car because of the parking situation. So I suggest you just get a Leap card for the Dublin section of your trip and save yourself some money. A Leap card is a travel card. You will need a car if you're going pretty much anywhere else in Ireland. Next up, if you are coming to Ireland, make sure that you do the touristy stuff. I answered recently in my Q&A about Ireland that we don't have too many tourist traps. It's just not like that here as it is in the States. You can literally go 3 minutes up the road and all the tourists will be gone. So say you're at the Guinness Storehouse and you go up the road, you're back in normal Dublin. It's worth doing the touristy stuff because it's touristy stuff for a reason. However, that brings me on to my next point. Don't exclusively do a tour. I actually think tours are really cool. My friend came over last year and she was on a bus tour and she got to see all the major spots and things like that. But at the same time, Ireland is a pretty safe place to be. So make sure that you do take a day or two to just explore by yourself if you want to. You're not going to go too far wrong in Ireland. There aren't any really, really bad places.
Because you're going to get your head shot, your back stabbed, and your nuts danced on.
Use your noggin, look around you. Does it seem okay? It's probably okay. Don't walk around with a big wad of cash and your big new iPhone 11 hanging out. But yeah, Ireland is a pretty safe place to just get a car and drive around. And the number one mistake that people make when they visit Ireland is not visiting Northern Ireland. It is a short drive from Dublin to Belfast, and Belfast is a really cool city. In the past, there were a lot of troubles, and I understand people were a little intimidated to go there, but now it's pretty free and easy. You can just drive in and out, and there's some really great things to see there. You're going to need to bring some different money if you're going there. They use the pound.
Don't get me started.
But it's definitely worth checking out the other side of Ireland to see how things compare. And that's it for today's list. If you have visited Ireland and you have any tips that you think I've left out, do let me know below in the comments. Make sure to check out Skillshare and support a website that supports a channel that you hopefully enjoy. Hopefully. And have a great weekend. Bye. In America. And while most places are supposed... I will take you for a walk in a minute. I will. Speaking of light. Oh. Excuse you.